Okay, what's up, Lax fans? We're gonna try something different. Everybody's been like, "Hey man, I like those." Well, not everybody, a couple people, but like really like those videos you're making on Twitter. They're 1 minute long. It's like I want to hear more. So that was Allman Brothers intro. This is the first. I don't know, Queener Lax YouTube, Bryce Queener YouTube, Q-tips. I'm not really sure where this is going. Quarantine guys, 2020. We're trying different things. We're doing different things. We're out here. Yesterday, though, I let in with, that was the Allman Brothers, by the way, Trouble No More. And, they've always been one of my favorite bands. I think they're a very lacrosse-centric band. And kind of just like, it's been tough not having Lax all spring. And now that we had the MLL all week, and then yesterday the PLL pumped in, I was like so worried. I'm like, we got MLL and PLL. Like, what am I gonna do? This is too much, like system overload. And then we had the MLL games canceled, which was kind of like for us tweeting about it and writing about it. I was like, all right, this little pump breaks, little reprieve for us. But then it kind of sucked, and so we'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about Gaudette last night, my thoughts on that. And the big game today on ESPN, the MLL Championship on the mothership, broke out my Rattlers rookie jersey that I had signed by John Grant Jr. Actually, I didn't have it signed. If I'm going to tell the real story, pretty good story actually. So I was out at my second knee surgery when the Rochester Rattlers, went 2 years after this jersey, made the championship game, and I was at the game with my mom, my dad, and my cousin, who you know is Bubba Voigt. Man, he was little. I would find a picture of that, put it up later. But we were at Harvard Stadium. I think halftime score was either 5-4 or 6-5. And Mikey Levin was playing the first half of the Rattlers. Brett was playing the second half. Brett was a rookie, and he went in and he saved 9 out of 10 shots for 90%. And the Rattlers won the championship that day. So I had Bubba wear my jersey at the games, and then after he got the guy signed. And the deal with Bubba always was, hey man, like I'm gonna want this jersey back someday. That's my rookie jersey. It meant the world to me to play with guys like Junior and CP22, and just really cool guys, cool teammates. It's always, it's great lacrosse when you look up to these guys and then you play with them and they're even cooler than you thought. So a little fun story. But broke that out today for good luck for the championship game. I want to talk about the Hammerheads. I want to talk about the Woods, the Whips, the Chrome, everything from yesterday. First things first, we got to get the sponsors out of the way. Queener Lax, check out the website. Normally we have camps. This year we don't. Camps, clinics. We'll come to you. We love going cool places. Check us out. Hit me up. DMs are always open. Lots of accounts on social media to follow. At Queener Lax on Instagram. At Bryce is Nice 88 on Instagram. On Twitter, follow Coach Q88. That's me and my little sister at the Drama Queener. Finally got her putting out tweets, and they are fire. So without further ado, let's just start with the bubble yesterday. And was it a bubble? Is it a bubble? I'm hearing, I'm not digging too deep, but I coached a lot of these guys and played with some of them, and then some of my former guys are coaches, and I'm never gonna tell you who told me what. But, earlier in the week, I heard good things. I heard, like, hey, really nice hotel. They're staying at the Westin. Let me make sure this is working, because I don't want to film. All right, it says we're working. I want to film like a half-hour thing and then not have it work. That's my love with technology. So, at the Westin, they're in Naptown, Annapolis. So it's not, to me, I'm in Denver. I've been a lot of places since our season was canceled in March, and like to go to restaurants and bars right now is not even really worth it. So I don't see how that was a big pull on guys. They were only there for 7 days, so I didn't hear that was happening. A couple different people have shot me DMs and said, hey, I heard they were out. That's not what was told to me. I heard some guys left to play golf. I heard some guys left to get some food, things like that. Obviously this coronavirus is so potently, what's the word I'm looking for? You can spread it easy, whatever that word is, fill it in there. Right? So, but somebody got it. I mean, I know who, but I'm not naming names on this stuff. You got liability. Come on, man. And I think the MLL put out that only a few tested positive, but I can't remember if I heard that from somebody or they put that out. So that was I was excited to hear that, and that they could play today, because for a lot of us moving forward, like, this wouldn't have been a good precedent to set, that if half the league tested positive. Like, we're all trying to get back to fall sports. If we can, I know a lot of fall sports have been canceled, but we're trying to get back on campus and things like that. So that leads us into the matchup. And let me backtrack. So a lot of the guys that I talked to said, hey, a lot of guys just stayed in, man. The MLL gave us, they gave them free beer until midnight in the lobby. You could hang out with the boys. You're only there a week. Like, so to me, it's important that the MLL doesn't just get completely destroyed on this, and that people understand that I think they did a great job, and I'm so happy they put this tournament on. It gave me, and I know a lot of people I've talked to have just been like, I really needed this. Like, this has been such a reprieve from what's going on, and that's what sports does, and that's why we love it. So I'll go back to the matchup today and how did that happen. So the Hammerheads were the 2 seed, and wow, I mean, I put on Twitter stuff like, I could not be more shocked. Like, that first game, they looked to me like one of the worst pro teams I've ever seen. I'm not even sugarcoating it. Like, I thought they were so bad, and I have my cousin on the team, aforementioned Bubba Voigt with the Jersey story. He played great. My high school coach is an assistant coach, Hobart. Billy Warder's head coach. I've known Billy since the Penny and boxing, the early 90s. Billy would come over from Geneva, the next lake over from my hometown, and play, which if you got enough stones to come to Penn Yan and play from out of town, you're a tough guy. We watched him play national champion Hobart. I actually worked for his father, tent company, so I go way back. Billy was my coach on this team. Go way back with Billy, Rochester Grey Wolves teammate. He's done a heck of a job. Coach of the year in Dallas, and what they did with this Hammerheads team. Now, obviously, the talent kind of was better than it looked. Especially like guys like Krause and Sands really played well. And that I forget that Mayhew scored 5 goals in the last game, but he was dominant. And so they were playing a lot better. But Scanoni was the best goalie in the tournament. He might be the best goalie in the world right now. It's either him or Bernlauer. Kyle Bernlauer is my 2 picks. So I wish the Hammerheads stuck around. From what I'm hearing, it was just complete chaos around the hotel. Like, this thing's super scary, and nobody knows which way it's gonna go. And take the 2 towns I just talked about, where Billy was going and Coach Hobart. Like, those are small towns, and you don't want to. It's not been affected by Corona right now, and you don't want to be the one bringing it back. So I think they really made sure to do the right thing and go home. But I think they could have gave the Laws a run today. I really do. I think they could have. Like, that's why I'm not ashamed to say, like, I thought they were terrible, because I love that aspect of lacrosse and team sports in general. Like, you can get better. I feel like in this day and age, people just they discount that so easy. Like, you can get a lot better. You can gain confidence. My dad always says, like, you can make a team believe. You can, like, they might not be tough, but you can make them think they're tough. Like, and you can, and the Hammerheads definitely had that. They were like, we think we're good now. We really think we're good. We could take on anybody in this tournament. So if I had my pick, I would love to see them today play against the Outlaws, and selfishly, because Bradley Voigt was also the second best finisher of this tournament after Ryan Lee. So Bubba put, and you could argue he's a better finisher percentage wise, he was, but I'm not. I coached Ryan Lee. I didn't coach Bubba. He's my family member, but Ryan Lee's got more goals and he scores them in more ways. But I might put an article out on that on Lax All Stars later. But Bubba had an unreal tournament. I mean, I think he showed that he should be in the NLL. He should be on pro teams moving forward. Like, scores are always a premium. A guy that puts the ball in the net, guy who cares, and he did a great job of that. But to break down today's game between the Laws and the Cannons, man, you got John Grant Jr. and he's just such a legend. And I mean, it's hard to even talk. It would just take hours on this. I don't know what this is, a YouTube or something that I'm doing. I could talk forever. I first watched him play on Frontier Field when the Rattlers used to play on the baseball diamond, in field lacrosse anyways, and he he was unbelievable. He was so acrobatic and athletic and just doing things that you've never seen anybody do. Then watching him as a young guy with the Nighthawks. I mean, like I aforementioned, I played with him with the Rattlers and the Hamilton, or actually I played with him on Toronto Nationals. Had to cover him a couple of times with a short stick, which was uncomfortable because I didn't want, it's my boy. And I'm out there trying to cross-check him in the ribs. He'd score. He'd punch me in the face a couple times, let me know about it. I'm like, Junes, come on, dude. You know I love you. Like, let's go. We're boys. So, but he's a competitor, man, and I don't think you can discount that he might go off for 5 today. Ryan Lee, the aforementioned, has been unbelievable. He scores from, he's a shooter, so he scores from those, 5 to 10 yard spots like most inside shooters do, but he's not like an inside crease guy. Like, he'll come up and catch that flip on the 2-point line and take a shot on the run. What I really like that he does that I'm going to teach my players moving forward, and we actually have a player on our team right now. I coach women's at University of Denver. That kind of similar to him. Shout out B. Uses Leezy gets behind the goal at X, and he goes back there and I think he's doing the big little thing, set a pick, but he's not. He's really going back there just to make you now have to worry about the goal and the crease. And when he gets back there, he just starts drifting a little bit, and he picks which side he's going to go. And the fact that he can dive and shoot this way and this way really makes a difference. And he doesn't have to have the ball. Like, he cuts around. So, I'm guilty of this when I play. I'm a downhill dodger. So I just stand, right? I'm like, I need the ball, and then I can go. And a lot of American middies and American players are like this, where he'll just move without it. And he knows if I can just catch it here, I'm going to get it out. And it's really beautiful to watch. I would take notice of that today. Bicaro has obviously been the best rookie in the league. And he can win any matchup as long as the spacing's there. The Aslanian brothers, I do not know if I'm saying that right, but they are really good. The attackman, I guess he played at Hobart. And the D mid, I don't watch as much guys college lacrosse as I used to because I coach women's now. So in the spring, I'm watching those films. So to me, the guys lax that I see is pro lacrosse. And so I this 88 guy, I'm texting guys on the Outlaws like, who's this guy? Right? And I'm like, oh, did he play O-Midi at Notre Dame? Because that happens a lot. And they're like, he didn't really play that much at Notre Dame. That shocks me because this guy has been taking the ball away from people. He's been running the field. He's been picking up tough ground balls. He had that big hit out of the box. Some didn't like it. I liked it, but it was clean. So, and I always obviously love the brothers aspect of the game. It's such a family game. So those guys have been tearing it up. I like the close defense. What's the guy's name? I played with him. I don't know if he played, but he was on our team. He always had injuries. Kenny Clausen, UVA guy, with the hair, the mustache. Yeah, he's got that defense flying around. They're playing great. The only question mark is got their goalie. I know he's good. I just don't think he's been tested that much. So curious about that today. The Cannons, apparently, you just don't know who's going to be there. Apparently some guys went home because of what we were talking about with COVID and the tests. But Wasserman, going into the tournament, I was like, why? Why is this guy on this team? They have all these passers. Like, this doesn't make sense. They have all these box guys. They got 6 NLL guys. I'm like, how's he going to fit in? But, and the Rattlers used to do this back in the day. You get one American, kind of throw him at X and be like, let these guys do their thing up top. And then when it doesn't work, we'll spin it to you. You go. And because if there's one big downside of the Canadian style is that sometimes they get too cute and just pass the ball around forever, right? Nobody ever goes. So he's, right or wrong, or love it or don't, he's got the most points, I think, on the team, and his dodge has been unguardable. Like, he's been super tough to guard. I went to sleep on me there. We're going to have some, I'm not an IT guy, man. I was trying to, most of this I was doing on my phone, but storage is full, so now I got a camera. It's going through the computer. I hope it works. We'll see. So that's game. I don't see them winning. I don't see how they can other than they go off. But like I said, I thought the Hammerheads were terrible. I was wrong on every pick on PLL yesterday. So you just can't. You can't call it, man. That's why they play the game. So the one thing that could work out for the Cannons' favor with guys going home is they had a deep lineup, and I don't think they ever figured out who to play where. So maybe like, I talked to Riley O'Connor. He's going to play today. Maybe he gets extended run. And he can go 3-2 instead of just going 1-1. Same with Sheldon Rogers is there. I'm up in the air on that one if he's there or not. I just really don't know. Is Cockerton there? Like, can he get 5 instead of 3? That's what they need. Normally you'd say goalie and face-off, and they do have a really good goalie, the Georgetown guy. But like face-offs, I don't know, because the Outlaws got 2 good guys. I just think the Outlaws are the New England Patriots of lacrosse. All they do is win. They do it well. People like them. They win championships, and me being here in Denver, I'd love them to win. We got a 3-by guy, Matt Bachlet, running the team. So let's go, Baco, get it. Come home with that title. I'm rooting for the Outlaws today. Ryan Leah Jr. What else do we have on the Coach Q Coffee Show? I'm gonna take a little break, have a sip. I got this at the MLL Championship out here this fall. Was at Dick's Sporting Goods Park or something like that, soccer stadium, where Courier chased the refs for 30 minutes after the game. But now he's in the other league, so it's okay. But that was in October. Feels like just yesterday. Okay. Moving on. I guess that will take us to, literally, my quarantine hair is out of control. No cuts. So I'm going to keep wearing the hat. Hey, I want to see where it goes. Usually I got to keep it business profesh, but now I got an excuse to grow it out. So let's do it. PLL. Man, I didn't want to pick games yesterday. People were texting me, so I can't bet. I'm a college coach. I'm not allowed to bet on things. So everybody's texting me like, who would you bet on? Who would you bet on? And I'm like, and this is an interesting topic for years. People have always said, you could make so much money betting lacrosse. I don't see it. Like, it's such a momentum game. Guys care in these leagues way more than you think. So even when the team's like out of the playoffs, they come back and beat you. I could give you millions of examples, but it happens every year. And if you get hot, you get hot. Like I was just saying with the Cannons Outlaws, like I want to say like no way the Outlaws lose, but there's still a chance. Like there's still a chance. These guys are that good, they can play. But the Woods, they got me on paper. I looked at the midfield and I'm like, these guys. I'm like, in the Whips, I knew not to bet against the Whips because the Whips are just a good team. Like they play defense. With Nardella, this face-off guy, I don't like face-offs. Like, you follow me on Twitter. They've been better. They have been better. We don't have that stupid clamp thing for 5 minutes anymore, which was losing us fans. But, honestly, yesterday face-offs were good. But in general, not that big a face-off fan. I think they should move to the MLL rule, move back so the ball's always out. But Nardella blew those shots yesterday, obviously upstate guy. 2 goals yesterday, and he was the difference, him and Bernlauer and the defense. Rambo got held in check actually, and they still were good. Zeddy Ballgame, what a nickname. He had 3. I think Penyan held him to 0 in the state semis one time, and he had 3 on who'd they play? The Woods? Yeah, I don't know. I'm done with the Woods. I'm not buying the Woods. Like, I just can't do it. They were stale. They were, they got a 2-pointer from Kyle Harrison, which, to be honest, was pretty lucky. Like, he dropped the ball. The guy came out, and he did the old, like, I got my wand here. He did the old, like, it's a nice little indoor stick. Try to get you on the camera. He did the off the hip where it like projects up. So like looks like, good on Kyle. Like it's the right move and he went near side. But like if it doesn't hit that guy and project off, like launch, like catapult, then that's not going in. And like I said, he dropped the ball first. And so, but I was happy for him. I'd love to him to have a good tournament. He's my age, still playing. So, but you get a 2-pointer out of Kyle, and you still only had, I think, 9 goals. So really 7. Tough go for them. The Whips are for real. Bernlauer's for real. That guy made a bunch of saves that were really good. Chrome, my brother's on the team, so it's kind of tough for me to chirp him too much. But I hated watching them last year. They were so boring. And I thought they were just so different yesterday. I think Donnie Moss is a huge pickup. Anytime you get one of the greatest D-minis of all time, we'll talk about Donnie all tournament. The guy's a beast. Watch him. He just runs with one hand on a stick the whole game and just slashes guys. He went to college to play football. Hey, so watch Donnie. Galloway had a big second half, and again, faceoffs. Farrell won every faceoff. And what I didn't, and Brett told me this a lot last year, but last year was a lot of like, it just felt like anytime anybody talked about one or the other leagues, it was a lot of like butting heads. This year it just seems a lot. We're just all so happy there is lacrosse that it's been cool for that. So, last year he'd tell me all the time about how the quicker quarters make a big difference. I was like, yeah, a couple minutes, so it must be a big difference. And yesterday I really noticed it. When you're playing make it, take it, and the chaos just didn't see the ball, then that's out of control. And I'll tell you what, the chaos, weird. They got a great offense, like great, but chemistry is important, clicks is important, playing the whole game is important. I don't know why they had Jason Noble on the bench all game. I pointed out on Twitter that he guarded Wolf in the World Games and was able to guard him. It's a great matchup. Size-wise, it's really hard to cover a little guy. And Jared Newman's huge, and he's trying to cover Wolf, and that was really, to me, the X factor of the game was when Wolf went off. And I didn't think he looked that good last year, like that quick. He probably had good games, but he looked like he's way back in his MVP form, which will help the Chrome. I still love the chaos. Watching Connor Fields play is ridiculous. I think that the thing that yesterday was we had Mike Manley, PY Boy. Mike Manley reigning he's two-time Defender of the Year in the MLL. Beast. He was covering Curtis Dixon, Superman. And Superman's still at 3, I think. But if he gets a lesser guy on him, he can go. And then Bernhardt was on Fields. Fields had beat him once on the dodge and got that, the Lyle. But other than that, I really think Manley and Bernhardt locked those guys up. The D-middies up top were really good, and Galloway made a bunch of good stops. So that was a fun game, man. The PLO was really fun yesterday. What a crazy day of lacrosse. I couldn't fit it in a one-minute video anymore. So check this out. I guess we're going on YouTube now, so I'm doing it. I went to Amsterdam a couple years ago and hung out with some guys on the Amsterdam Lions Club, and they kept telling me, like, YouTube, that's where we watch all lacrosse. And I was like, I don't know, man, I like Instagram and Twitter. But I'm making the jump. I'm going YouTube. Check it out. Don't forget our sponsors, Queen Relax, queenrelax.com. Hotbed Lacrosse. You want to get box lacrosse goals from Penny Ann. Hotbed Lacrosse. Look them up. Social media, follow us. Queen Relax on Instagram. Coach Q88 on Twitter. Sylvia Queener on Twitter as well, the Drama Queener. Follow Brett Queener too. Brett Queener23 on Twitter. He's King Queener on Instagram. He just, him and his wife had a baby boy, or she did, and he's about a year now, and you follow his Instagram, that kid's cute, and he's a good lacrosse player. Cool, guys, appreciate it. If you want to hear something specific, hit me up in the comments. I don't really know how this works. I'm going to play some almonds, though, as we leave. I'm excited about this. It's kind of fun, man. Speaker turn on. Let's see if I can get back in it. Pathfinder Charger. Looks like it's dead. Oh, it's got a low juice.